Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're going for a ride and a chat. So I had kind of a very interesting reading not too long ago, and then I had run out and do an errand. So of course I'm in the truck, but my reading was I had a client that had a lot of questions about her past lives, and I think that's a really interesting subject. Not everybody can connect to their past lives. Not everybody can see their past lives right off the bat. I, for some whatever reason, have been able to do that, and so I think it's interesting to kind of be able to give that information to other people. So usually when I do a past life reading for someone, there's kind of two options. One where I can put you in a meditation if you're a meditator, so you can see it for yourself, because I think that's like really the best. So you can see your past life, you can see what you were, where you lived, the people around you, all that kind of stuff. Like you kind of get to see it, and I think that's really interesting for the other person to see it themselves. Now, some people are not meditators, or they can't meditate for that long a period of time, because a past life meditation literally can take 30 to 45 minutes to do. So it's not like, oh, one and done or whatever else, a 10 or 15 minute meditation. It takes a while to get you in that energy, and then it takes a while to kind of be able to connect to the past life and kind of see things and that sort of thing. So it's not for a first-time person who's meditating. This is for someone who's been meditating for a while. And I often tell people kind of the best way to know is you can do a past life meditation reading is when you can meditate for 30 to 45 minutes without any problems. That's when you kind of know. Now, the other kind of reading is where they just ask me questions, and I'll ask their angels and guides to show me that information, and it comes in usually in a video clip is the best way to put it. It kind of like shows up as a video clip of a few seconds to maybe 45 seconds or something like that in different segments of their life. And then they may ask like where what did I do for a living, and I may get some images. And then where did I live, and I'll get some images that will kind of direct me to where I'm looking at in the world. The other one is sometimes I will just hear the information, like birth years can be a little difficult. On the other side, it just doesn't translate well, I guess, sometimes, or doesn't come through clearly, because the information is there, but it's one of those like they could have been conceived in one year and born in the next. And I will tell you, probably most people are that way, that they're conceived in one year and born in the next year. And so that kind of information can be really interesting, of kind of like getting that information and bringing that forward, and what does it look like, where does it come from. But I will answer their questions either through, like I said, through video clip information from their angels and guides, or I will get like just direct messages, like a year or a date, sometimes a name. Sometimes I can't hear all of the names, so that's kind of an interesting part too. But I think it's really interesting, like the questions people would ask about a past life. Like, usually you want to know, like, where did you live? What did you do for a living? Did you have kids? What happened to you in your life? But one of the interesting parts is the things that kind of make you afraid in this life can come in from a past life. So that can be a very interesting little tidbit of it can come in from a past life. So I've had clients that will say, like, I'm terrified of being in water past my knees, or they're afraid that they're going to fall, or they're afraid that they're going to fall off a bridge, or they're going to fall off a building. And so those usually come in from a past life, and usually it's because that happened in the past life. Like, they were afraid this was going to happen, and then boom, here it happens. And so that's kind of one of those interesting parts of it, is fears that really don't make sense in your current life can come in from past lives. And that can be like really weirdly interesting of like, interesting. How did they pass, or why did they pass that way? I will tell you, usually it's them. Sometimes it's their kids that will pass. Like, I had a client not too long ago that she is terrified of water, but she didn't drown. Her son in a previous life drowned, and that was like her fear, that she couldn't find him, or get, be able to connect with him, or be able to see her family again. So that's kind of like one of those interesting things about past lives. Past lives have some interesting energy for us, and like I said, they can come in with some amazing insight into all things, kind of like what's going on, or how is this happening, or like why you connect to certain time frames. Oh, I'm getting on the grass. I'm gonna get in trouble for getting on the grass. They can have interesting energy in that, of kind of like, why do I feel led this way, or why do I feel always connected to certain time frames? And that's kind of an interesting question, because it could be a good life that you had during that time frame. A lot of my clients will tell me that they feel connected to like England or France, or I've always wanted to go to Germany, or I've always wanted to go here, or I've always wanted to go to different places, and that usually denotes that you have a past life there, and usually a pretty good one. So that's kind of the fun part about it, is to kind of go connect into that information and energy. So past lives can be quite interesting and really affect us way more than most people think that they can. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.